Hi everyone, welcome to our first remote science lesson. That means we're learning from home. We had just finished our sound and light unit and we were supposed to go to our plants and animals unit, but because we don't know when we'll be back, I decided I would start doing it from home the best I can. So first thing, I zoomed in on this picture. What is this a picture of? Right here. If you said lawn, that's what I was thinking. If somebody didn't know and you used the word lawn and they said, what's a lawn? What would you say? How would you describe a lawn? What kind of plants are on a lawn? It's mostly grass with other plants sometimes planted in the lawn. How would you care for a lawn? You would water it, or the rain waters it, and you would give it some sun. And eventually, if it grows really tall, what do you have to do to the grass on your lawn? You have to mow it. So we were supposed to actually be planting grass seed, and our focus question was supposed to be, what happens to ryegrass, that was the type of seed we were planting, in moist soil? So if we took grass and planted it in moist soil, what would happen? The grass would begin to grow. And does anybody know what that's called when a plant begins to grow? It starts to sprout. That was one of the vocabulary words we were supposed to be using. So we actually did do a form of this project. We planted grass seed, and it was ryegrass too, in a potato, a cutout potato. Didn't work as well as if we had done it in moist soil. We did give it what we have to talk about what the plants require. So plants need a couple of things to grow, right? What are the basic needs? We already talked about this possibly. I don't remember if it was this year or last year. We talked about how plants need water, air, sunlight, and soil. So our potato, and the soil is really food. So our little potato guy we gave our plants sunlight because we put it by the window, so it had that. We gave our plants water, so it had that, although it might dry out a little too fast. It might not have had enough water. And it really did have nutrients because it could take it from the potato. But I'm not sure and it did have air as well, but something was going wrong since they didn't really grow. So if you have any grass seed at home, or even the grass seed that is from the potato, if you want to take a little bit of it, and if you have soil that you could plant it in, maybe we can try to grow some grass. Maybe what I'll do is take some grass from our potato and put it into some soil and see what happens. Maybe that'll be one of the experiments that I do from home. So one of the other things we were supposed to do was to read the first story in this book, Plants and Animals. So I'm going to do that for you now. So here's that title page we talked about, Plants and Animals. And now it says, here's that table of contents that we sometimes see in nonfiction books. And we're going to read the first part, the first chapter. What do plants need? And it says it's on page 3. So let me turn. There's page 2. Here's page 3. And it says, what do plants need? Could you read it with me? It says, let me start again. Many people grow plants. They grow plants in pots and window boxes. They grow plants in gardens and on farms. Farmers grow plants to sell. They know the basic needs of plants. You can see that is highlighted because that's what we're reading about. Here's the next page. It says, plants need water. Their roots take up water. Water travels from the roots to the stems, leaves, and flowers. So it says their roots take up water. Here are their roots, and they take up water. Water travels from the roots to the stems, leaves, and flowers. Here's the next page, and it says, plants need nutrients. That's a big word. Nutrients. Nutrients come from the soil. Water carries the nutrients through the plants. So the nutrients would be its food. This page says, plants need light and air. Their leaves capture light. Green leaves use sunlight and air to make food. Plants need food to grow. Plants need space. Roots need space to grow. Crowded roots can't get enough water and nutrients. Crowded leaves can't get enough light. Does this plant have what it needs to grow? Let's take a look. Does it have the soil? Yes. Does it have air? All around it. Does it have water? I'm assuming the boy's going to water it. And it looks like he's planted it in the sun. And I say that because I see shadows. So it looks like this plant has what it needs to grow. And now we're back to that page that I showed you at the beginning, but here are the questions. Thinking about what do plants need? What are the basic needs of plants? Now we talked about the 4 things before. Do you remember the 4? Let's do 1, water. 2, food, which comes from their soil. 3, air. 4, space. They need the space to grow. They can't be crowded. So number 2 is, what part of a plant takes up water? Remember what it said? Sometimes if it's a word that begins with an R. Think about it. Get your answer if you have it. But if you can't remember, sometimes we need to look back in the book. So let's look back in the book and see if we can see that page that says it. Who do you think that is? Oh, that's both dogs. It says, plants need water. Their roots take up water. So we actually found the answer to the question by going back to the book. That's important to do sometimes. Don't ever be afraid to do that. Number 3, where do nutrients come from? Where did they say the nutrients were the food? Where did that come from? That came from the soil. And number 4, what part of a plant captures light? And remember what it said, the green leaves capture light, and they use it to make food. Let's see what it says. Let's look at exactly what it says in the book about the green leaves. It says, green leaves use sunlight and air to make food. Plants need food to grow. Remember when I told you that Louie barks all the time? There he is. So, we read the first part about plants, and it made me think of a really great word to put on our chart, our pH chart for tomorrow. Wait until tomorrow and I'll show you. Have a great day.